Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody back here to Gary Lamm Field, the site for tonight's district matchup, the second of a two-game Monday-Tuesday series between the visiting Eagles of Summertown and the home squad, the Mustangs of Loretto. This is A.J. Good, joined alongside Michael Marks here for tonight's game. These two last night played an absolute thriller, a Connor Pope three-run homer in the top of the seventh inning. That was the difference between the two as Loretto picked up a 9-8 win. Coming into this game, Summertown is 12-12 overall, 3-4 within the district. Head coach is Jason Burleson. On the other side, Loretto 16-7 overall, 7-0 within the district. Their head coach is Zach Curtis. So already we kind of know, Michael, what the tournament's going to be like coming up in a couple weeks. Summertown's already locked up fourth place. Got Loretto already, the district champion, is going to be hosting the district tournament here in a couple weeks. Some would say there's not much to play for, but these are two rivals, and there's always something to play for when you got two rivals going.
Yeah, it's exactly what we talked about Saturday with Lawrence County and Loretto playing. There's not necessarily much implication. This is a district game, but we've got all the spots locked up. This is more or less just for bragging rights, which is the best trophy of all.
Taking a look at the rivalry between the two since 2010, Summertown has a 25-23 edge, but when you look at it from 2010 to 2015, all Summertown. From 2016 to now, it's all been Loretto.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember when Loretto's Coach Dunn, came in, and I believe it was about 2015, and since then we've had an edge. But I just remember before them, it was always tough getting over that bump of beating Summertown.
Take a look at the starting lineups here for both sides, starting first with the Eagles of Summertown. Leading off in center field, Kason Blackwood. Batting second and pitching will be Grayson Burleson. Batting third and catching will be Zach Staggs. Batting fourth at third base, Kane Kinnick. Batting fifth at shortstop, last night's pitcher is Jackson Bennett. Batting sixth in left field, Weston Pigg. Batting seventh at second base, Matthew Luffman. Batting eighth at first base will be Kurt Burleson, and rounding out the lineup and batting ninth in right field will be Aiden Perez. On the other side for Loretto, leading off and playing center field will be Caden Porter. Batting second in right field will be Laney Zell. Batting third at shortstop, the opposing pitcher, Clint, from last night I should say, is Clint Seymour. Tonight's pitcher in batting fourth, Carter Daniel. Batting fifth and catching, Connor Pope. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Finn Duke. Batting seventh at third base, Mason Tidwell. Batting eighth in left field, Jackson Tragula. And rounding out the lineup at second base will be Carter Robinson. And we have got one heck of a pitching matchup tonight here. We had one last night, and it turned out to be a slugfest between the two. But this one is going to be pretty good as well.
Oh, yeah, you got Grayson Burleson and Carter Daniel, and these are two kids that like to work fast and are fastball-heavy guys, so we're going to see all the velocity you could want in a high school game tonight.
Last night it's kind of hard to live up to the hype of last night, but what I've kind of learned here in the rivalry in all sports between the two, more than likely, if there's a hype between the game, these two will always find a way to live up to it.
Exactly. I mean, whether you get a slugfest like last night, or you get a pitching matchup any other night, kind of like how the Tuesday game between Loretto and Giles County went, it's going to be a good game either way.
Last time Carter Daniel faced against the Webb School wasn't a great start. How do you think he can recover from that and get his eyes back out here tonight?
Well, the biggest thing, he's playing Summertown. It's got that rivalry feel to it. It's a district game. It's a sunny day. You haven't played the night before, and the biggest thing, it's a dry day. He was playing in the rain, and having a rehab start, as that would so to say. It's hard to do that with a wet ball. He's going to have a dry ball tonight. He's got a good catcher, Connor Pope, behind the dish. I think he's going to rebound pretty well.
Like you mentioned, absolutely beautiful night. The sun's starting to set here a little bit. We do have some shadows, but the mound and home plate are covered, so we're not going to have many issues when it comes to that tonight. As the Pope will now throw down the second, we'll get things going. Carter Robertson. Kason Blackwood. Well, first time I got the two teams mixed up. Sure, it's going to happen a few times here tonight.
Maybe you can get it over with before the game.
Yeah, just get the bad ones out of the way. I mix them up like I mix up Burlesons. It happens. So, Kason Blackwood to lead things off here for the Eagles. Here comes the first pitch from Carter Daniel. Swung on and missed for strike one.
That's a good start for your Carter, running a high fastball in up on him and getting a swinging foul tip into the glove.
Daniel out of the windup, working off the corner of the rubber, the 0-1. Blackwood's going to get the bunt down. Tidwell charges in. Throw over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Was a decent bunt there by Blackwood, but Mason Tidwell played that off one hop and threw over.
Yeah, you noticed right there that was a freshman bunting to a freshman and throwing over to first to another freshman. So a little bit of a young matchup right here, but that shows the competitiveness of these two schools.
Opposing pitcher now up will be Grayson Burleson. Had a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first in their matchup last night. Also reached base several other times in that game. First pitch here from Daniel to Grayson. Fastball high for ball 1. Comes the next pitch from Carter. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Across the way here, we had Loretto softball falling to Giles County tonight 15-3. Next pitch swung on a miss, a fastball for strike 2.
And you can tell Carter's kind of amped up right now. I mean, he's really running that fastball by him right now.
As the kids say, that had a lot of velo to it.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't sound too old when I said that.
No, definitely not.
Next pitch, the 1-2 swung on and missed here for strike 3, the second out of the inning. Bring up the catcher and Zach Staggs. Staggs, who has been a very good surprise for this Eagle lineup this year. He's hit the ball very well, especially as of late. Has a lot of extra base hits in his last 5 games.
And extra base hits lead to one thing, and that's runs. You get a guy on second or third automatically. I mean, that's a lot closer to home than a single would be.
First pitch misses high for ball 1. And the 1-0. And the dirt for ball 2. You mentioned that Carter's a fastball-heavy pitcher, and we've seen a good dose of those fastballs already for the first 3 hitters. 2-0. Foul down the right field line, out of play for strike 1.
Well, with him being the quarterback and having a strong arm, I mean, you would just expect this guy to just, really pound the zone with fastballs. But he's got some nice breaking pitches that he likes to work in later in the game, too, and that fastball really, drops off in velocity.
Comes a 2-1 from Daniel. Fastball misses high for ball 3. And a busy week here for both sides. Summertown's got Lawrence County tomorrow. Here's the 3-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2. Loretto's got Hardin County on Thursday and then got Lawrence County on Friday. So a lot of rivalry games here for everybody in county. Full count offering from Daniel. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first, no score here between Summertown and Loretto on the X Sports Network.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
Have an H&R Block Tax Pro do your taxes online, and tax season feels just as good as all those other seasons, like wedding season.
I W-2 you.
Taxes.
File from anywhere with the expertise of an H&R Block Tax Pro.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Hey, back here at Gary Lamm Field, and we go to the bottom of the first here. No score between Summertown and Loretto. Grayson Burleson, ace for the Eagles, on the mound here for the second game of the series. Facing the top of the order here for the Mustangs, and Caden Porter, Laney Zell, and Clint Seymour. So, sees 2 lefties and a righty here. And this Loretto lineup is very difficult, especially with the amount of left-handed hitters that they have in it.
Yeah, usually with a high school lineup, you're going to see a lot of right-handed batters. So, most right-handed pitchers are used to seeing a lineup full of right-handed batters. But when you mix some of those lefties in there, you kind of have to switch up how you pitch to them.
As Zach Staggs will throw down, and we're getting ready to start here at the bottom of the first inning. Porter to lead things off. had a busy night last night, reached base several times in that game, either by hits, errors, walks, so he's active. A guy with a lot of pop, and when he's on, he's dangerous in so many ways with as much pop as he's got. And here comes the first pitch from Burleson. Breaking ball in there for strike one.
And this is a really intriguing matchup. You know, you got the ace pitcher versus your leadoff batter, and it's just a power-on-power matchup.
The 0-1 fouled away for strike two. Burleson ahead quickly on Porter 0-2. Infield, outfield playing normal. And here comes the 0-2. Off the end of the bat.
It's going to be a close play.
And that's going to go in between the legs of the shortstop. That's Bennett. And Porter will reach off an error here to start things off and bring up the right fielder, Lane Ezell.
And, you know, that's going to be scored an error, but I think even if Bennett could come up with the ball right there, I'm not sure if he would have been able to, you know, throw over to Porter in time.
Yeah, especially if slow rolling ball is going to be close over the first anyways, but slow roller like that and you bobble it. You got to give it an error. First pitch here from Burleson. Ezell gets down the bunt. Burleson fields. Throws over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Now we're bringing up Clint Seymour, the shortstop. So Ezell gets down the sack bunt. And we got a runner in scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the first. No score.
Now you see Loretto starting to use some of that small ball stuff and bunting guys over.
Seymour, the left-handed hitting shortstop. Started last night for the Mustangs. Burleson comes set, and here comes the first pitch. Fastball misses in for ball one. That one had a lot of velocity.
Yeah, that one was definitely got there in a hurry.
And the 1-0. Fastball misses in for ball two.
And that one too.
Good job by Staggs getting the glove over there in time.
And the one thing that, you know, Loretto and Summertown have been blessed with in you know, the past several years in baseball is just some good talent. So, you know, this is going to be one of the better matchups that you're going to see between some 2A teams.
Here comes the 2-0. Fastball fouled away for strike one. And it seems like every team in this district, Michael, has got good pitching talent. We see what Lewis County has. We've obviously saw what Giles County have last week. Summertown's got some really good pitchers, and even Mount Pleasant's got a couple guys that are pretty tough. I mean, we all know what Loretto brings to the table. I mean, it's kind of a brutal league in a lot of ways.
When you see more than 5 runs in a game, you know that team can really swing the bat.
Comes a 2-1 from Burleson. Breaking ball in there for strike two. Good sharp breaking ball there. Carter Daniel waiting on deck, the opposing pitcher. Here comes a 2-2. That one gets away from Staggs. Porter on his way to third, and the first run of the game is now 90 feet away. Full count now here to Seymour. Heard Grayson grunt from all the way up here, and he probably was just trying to overthrow that.
And that's something, you know, when you're a fastball heavy guy, some of them can get away from you like that.
And here comes a full count offering. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike three in the second out of the inning. 2 gone, runner on third, brings up the opposing pitcher in Carter Daniel. Just when you thought a fastball was coming in a full count situation, he deals a pretty nasty slider right there.
I was about to say, that was a good pitch to come back with after, you know, having the previous pitch get over your catcher's head to drop a breaking ball in there on a full count.
First pitch here from Burleson to Daniel, misses high for ball one. And you saw the break. I mean, it just...
Yeah, I mean, it really just dropped on him last second.
The 1-0. That one gets away. Porter on his way home. And Staggs can't field it in time. Porter will score, and the Mustangs lead this one 1-0. Missed on another high fastball that touched the net. That's a hard play, especially when you're trying to rush and get it to your pitcher in time. And Loretto takes advantage to lead it 1-0.
And we noticed that bounced off the net far enough. You know, it was getting close to getting back to, you know, the Loretto logo behind home plate.
Next pitch, a fastball swung on a miss for strike one. Comes the 2-1. Breaking ball misses a bit high for ball 3.
That was a good pitch right there by Grayson, though.
Comes the 3-1. Check swing. Misses high for ball 4. First walk issued here by Burleson. Now bring up Connor Pope, last night's hero in the game, as Jason Burleson, the head coach for Summertown, will go out and talk with the son. They're trying to calm him down here as we got another runner on base. Pope, who came up, his team trailing by 2 with 2 on in the top of the 7th, and hit a no-doubter to left to give the Mustangs the lead. He also had a sack bunt for an RBI in that game, so a 4 RBI night that helped Loretto pick up district win number 7 on the season.
And games, rivalry games like this, they build heroes. And Connor Pope was ours last night. That we had a pair of home runs. Grayson had that one that was absolutely smashed, and then Pope came back in the 7th inning with his home run, and that was sealed the game there in the top of the 7th.
Pope here, the 5-hole hitter. One with 2 outs and 1 on. His team leading 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st.
The pinch runner on first, Miles Moore, running for Carter.
Big lead by Moore over at first. First pitch, fastball misses in for ball 1.
Summertown over CA 6-1 right now in the bottom of the 6th.
Summertown softball leading Columbia Academy 6-1 right now in the 6th. Next pitch from Burleson, fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. And here comes a 1-1. Moore takes off. Swung on a miss. A breaking ball. Stacks throw is going to get in the center field. Moore will hold up at second. Next pitch was a strike, so it's 1-2 here to Pope. Another runner in scoring position here for Loretto.
Yeah, Moore is a sneaky runner for the Mustangs when he gets on base. You don't think of him as being a real speedster, but he's really good at getting a good jump and stealing a couple bases.
Big lead over at second does Moore have. Pope now will call time as everyone will reset. Summertown in their Carolina blue tops, gray pants, and Loretto in their, I guess you can call them gold uniforms. So 1-2, Moore takes off, pitches in the dirt, and Moore will head over to third as the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Finally, one time I say something good about a Loretto player that doesn't come back to bite me.
He got a good jump over there, and that was going to be hard to throw him out at third. Deuces on the board. Here's a 2-2 from Burleson. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. 1 run off no hits and 1 error. In the bottom of the first, Loretto leads Summertown 1-0 as we head to the top of the second here on the X Sports Network.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
And back here at Gary Lamb Field, we go to the top of the second here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. 4, 5, 6 due up here for the Eagles. We got Koenig, Bennett, and Pig lead things off here for Summertown. Carter Daniel back here for a second inning of work. Struck out 2 through 12 pitches. Going 1, 2, 3 to lead things off in the top of the first. As Pope throws down, and the top of the second getting ready to go here of Kane and Koenig, the third baseman.
If you notice, that was the first good throw we've had from a catcher to a second baseman before to start the inning.
Yeah. Yeah, the other two ended up in center field.
Yep.
Just like you mentioned earlier, get the bad stuff out of the way before the game.
There you go.
First pitch here from Daniel. Fastball misses low for ball 1. Comes the 1-0. Fastball misses high for ball 2. Daniel getting the sign quickly and going to work. Here comes the 2-0. This one's hit high in the air, deep center field. Porter tracking this one. Makes the catch at the warning track for the first out of the inning.
That ball was struck really well. I mean, if you 363 to dead center, that's not a short ballpark, especially in high school. And Porter was drove all the way back to the warning track.
It's just one of those. You hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark, and center field's always the wrong part of the ballpark.
Yeah, you hit that one 30 feet to the left, and it's tie ball game.
Jackson Bennett here, the shortstop, due up next. Here's the first pitch from Daniel. This one's hitting the center field, but not as deep. Porter goes over to his right, makes a catch for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back flyouts to center field will now bring up the left fielder in Weston Pig.
Daniel, 4 pitches this inning, 2 outs already. We notice he's been being a lot more efficient than he was last Friday.
Pig, who has got fire as of late here for the Eagles. First pitch here from Daniel. It's a fastball misses low for ball 1. Pig, who was a big part of the Eagles' 4-game win streak recently. That was snapped last night. Comes a 1-0. Fastball misses high for ball 2.
And talking about that game last night, that was the game the Mustangs really needed, just for a little momentum boost. They've locked up district, but losing 2 straight games, definitely not good for the team morale.
In the 2-0. Swung on a miss, a fastball for strike 1, and talking with head coach Zach Curtis before the game, and he said, those 2 games against Webb and Lawrence County were really good lessons for his guys to learn. Can't come out flat in those games. Next pitch, this one fouled away and out of play for strike 2. Says guys learned that lesson and applied that the other night there against Summertown to not give up, give constant effort, and see what can happen.
Yeah, and baseball is one of those sports you have to come out and play the game. It doesn't matter what your record is. If you got a guy that's having a good day on the mound like Bentley was for Lawrence County, it's hard to win that game.
Next pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0 here on the X Sports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Back here at Gary Lamm Field, we go to the bottom of the second inning here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. Due up here from the Mustangs will be 6, 7, 8. Finn Duke, Mason Tidwell, Jackson Tragula here. Face here off with Grayson Burleson. Burleson in the previous inning gave up a run, no hits, a walk, 2 strikeouts through 20 pitches. Lone run was scored off of a wild pitch by Caden Porter. Here's Zach Staggs will throw down, and we'll get ready to start here at the bottom of the second inning. An absolutely beautiful night here at Gary Lamm Field. Kind of cool, but when you're in this very nice press box they built up here,
feels good.
Feels good. Feels good.
When you have a cold game or a hot game up here, it still feels good.
Great views, as we all can tell that we have, and I'm sure everyone's watching here on the X Sports Network. Duke here to lead things off against Burleson. And the first pitch. Fastball misses away for ball 1.
And the big key for the Mustangs here early in the game is you're not going to go out here most likely and get a bunch of hits off Grayson. You're going to have to pay when they make mistakes, kind of like we did with the error.
Next pitch, fastball misses low for ball 2. Burleson back. Goes to work quickly. Here comes a 2-0. Fastball in there for strike 1. Grayson's one of the few you don't see. He's actually working in the middle of the rubber. You see a lot of guys either work off the right side or the left side. 2-1. Fastball misses away for ball 3. Back on the hill. It's a sign from Staggs and goes to work. That next pitch fouled off for strike 2 to make the count full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Duke was a little disappointed. You can tell from his reaction. He wanted to lay off of that one.
Yeah, because that would have definitely been ball 4, and he would have been walking to first.
It's a full count offering. Same thing right there. Fouled off, and the count will stay full of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
But when you got a fastball like Grayson's coming in at your face, you kind of, it's just immediate reaction, not really time to think.
It was a 3-2 from Burleson. This one is fouled away again.
Got the bat around a little quicker that time, but still late on it.
Freshman Mason Tidwell waiting on deck. Comes a full count offering. That one misses high for ball 4.
I'm pretty sure he had told himself right there he was getting another hot fastball. I am not swinging at this one. And good eye to lay off that one and walk to first.
Leadoff walk by Finn Duke will bring up Mason Tidwell, the freshman third baseman. Corner infield playing even with the bag. Middle infield a double play depth. And outfield playing straight away here for the Eagles. Decent lead by Duke over at first. Burleson checks on him.
Duke got a stolen base last night, but I would not consider him the biggest, base, guy on base path threat for the Mustangs. But he definitely can be a little sneaky.
First pitch from Burleson, swung on a miss for strike 1.
I'm intrigued to see how the freshman Tidwell can keep up with the velocity from Burleson because, when you come in as a freshman, you don't see guys throwing 90 in middle school.
Well, frankly, you don't see a lot of guys throwing 90 at the high school level either, but we see that more often nowadays than they did, say, in my day.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. Tidwell squares around the butt and fouls that one off into the Little League field next door for strike 2.
I say low 90s. Back in the good old days, I guess you could say. That's some good, almost pro level velocity. You got a guy that had a good mid 90s fastball. That's a starting pitcher right there.
Saw a couple guys. Was telling actually both coaching staffs before the game. I saw a future second round pick on one of our high school rivals, 6'5" lefty that threw 97.
Whew.
Almost hit a homer off of him. It just went 30 feet foul.
Say in 10 years you can just tell your kids you hit the homer. Who cares?
Yeah, I've got too many witnesses that know I didn't. Here's the 0-2. This one's hit high in the air in the right field.
It's going to be tough. He's under it.
Perez camps underneath it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. One gone here in the bottom of the second inning, brings up the left fielder, Jackson Tragula. Biggest thing when you're facing the same thing you're seeing with Carter Daniels, seeing with Burleson's, is once you see it a few times, you make contact with it that first time, that intimidation part kind of goes away.
And that's the big thing. It's not even getting a hit. Once you get the bat on the ball, that's kind of like, all right, I got this now, and you can kind of settle down. That's why it's getting through the first time.
Comes the first pitch here from Burleson. Fastball misses a bit high for ball 1, and then once you get used to the fastball, then you got to worry about everything else the guy can throw.
Exactly.
Changeup's always got me. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses high for ball 2.
Well, it looks like a fastball, and it's 10 miles an hour slower, and then it drops. It's hard to keep up.
Comes a 2-0 from Burleson. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 2-1 here to the 8-hole hitter for the Mustangs. Runner on first, 1 out. Burleson checks over, not in time. Tragula, another left-handed batter in this lineup. In the 2-1. Hit high in the air. Kenning and Bennett looking for it. Kenning finally makes the catch. That will be the second out of the inning. I'm going to bring up the 9-hole hitter in Carter Robertson. Looks like Kane at third was kind of struggling with that one up in the settling sun and the lights, but eventually got it at the right moment.
I was about to say, that dusk point, when the sky gets about white, it's hard to see that baseball.
But he made a good play. Didn't give up on it, which is the most important thing. First pitch here from Burleson. That one's in there for strike 1.
Robertson showed bunt right there. I'm surprised Traglia didn't bunt with 1 out and a runner on first. Just try to move that runner over and get, get a guy in scoring position for the Mustangs.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses away for ball 1.
But Traglia has been swinging the bat well lately for the Mustangs.
Here's the 1-1. Check swing, and umpire says he went around. I think he called that a strike anyways for strike 2. Again, another big lead by Duke at first. Here's a 1-2. Fastball misses away for ball 2.
And that previous pitch, strike 2, that's a hard pitch to in on the hips, and as fast as that is, it's hard to get the bat around to it.
Burleson checks on Duke at first, not in time. Here comes the 2-2. This is high for ball 3. Full count here to the 9-hole hitter for Loretto. Caden Porter waiting on deck has scored the game's only run so far. Full count offering. That one misses away, gets away from Staggs for ball 4. Third free pass issued by Burleson in the game. Now goes back to the top of the order in Caden Porter. Porter, who reached via an error and scored a run in his first at bat in the previous inning. Here to face Burleson for the second time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I want to see Porter versus Burleson as many times as I can tonight, because this is going to be your best match, probably the best matchup, hitter and pitcher you're going to see probably across the state.
Burleson comes set. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball misses away for ball 1.
Now, he might not throw Caden anything he wants to hit, but just this matchup is intriguing. A guy with the discipline at the plate and on the mound.
Burleson comes set, and here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball, swung on a miss for strike 1. Comes a 1-1 from Burleson. Another breaking ball, and that's just another swing and a miss for strike 2. Back-to-back sliders.
Yeah.
Put the count in Burleson's favor.
And a righty-on-righty slider when you're going away from it, it's hard to hold back on, and it's never going to be in the strike zone. It's just trying to get you to think it is.
And the 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 3, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Mustangs strand 1. Strand 2, actually. In the bottom of the second, we go to the top of the third. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0 here on the X Sports Network.
Rent Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From Bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts. We have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation, you're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit lawrenceburgflooringandmore.com.
And back here at Gary Lamb Field, we go to the top of the third here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0 in this pitcher's duel. Due up here for the Eagles will be 7, 8, 9 with Matthew Luffman, Kurt Burleson, and Aiden Perez here for the Eagles. Carter Daniel on for his third inning of work so far through 2. No hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts through 21 pitches.
And I think the only thing bigger for Carter, the fact that he hasn't given someone a free pass, is he's gone 2 innings, 21 pitches. That pitch counts low, so he's if he keeps that up, he's going to be able to go the distance.
Luffman here up for his first at bat. Comes the first pitch from Daniel. Swung on and missed, a fastball for strike 1. Daniel working quickly, the 0-1. Another fastball. That one misses a bit high for ball 1.
It's almost like we're watching the same thing each half of the inning. Grayson, I would say, has a slight edge on the velocity, but we're watching the same way with these pitchers are attacking their fastballs.
Next pitch, a fastball swung on a miss for strike 2.
And both working inside as well.
Daniel gets a sign and will go to work quickly. Here comes a 1-2. That one is fouled off of Connor Pope's head off of the net for keep the count where it is, and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks like Connor's got the head that can take a hit like that, because that looked.
I was about to say that. He's taken a beating all season and just keeps going out there.
Next pitch, it's a fastball, misses in for ball 2.
Tried to frame that one. That was a little inside.
Big breath from Daniel. It comes to 2-2. That's a fastball, misses away. Count will go full with 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 from Daniel. Fastball in the dirt for ball 4. And a leadoff walk here for Summertown. Luffman, the first Eagle to reach base so far tonight. Brings up the first baseman and Kurt Burleson. We got the corner infield playing even with the bag. Middle infield, double play depth. Outfield playing normal across the board. Left field out there, Tragula is actually playing more towards the gap. First pitch from Daniel. Burleson squares around the bunt. It's a fastball that's in there for strike 1.
It looks like Loretta's defense is playing a little bit that Burleson, is an opposite field hitter.
Yeah, played him down the right field line as well. Here's the 0-1. Fastball just misses away for ball 1. As you see, Azell almost kind of guarding the line down the right field line. Comes a 1-1 from Daniel. Burleson squares around the bunt, gets it down that time. Daniel throws over to second, throws in time, and they get the leadoff runner for the first out of the inning.
And that's a little pitcher-catcher connection right there, the Clint who's playing shortstop tonight.
1 gone here in the top of the third, brings up Aiden Perez, the right fielder. Top of the order in Case and Blackwood waiting on deck.
That was a good play by Carter, though, to have the wherewithal and the IQ to make the throw to Clint.
Tidwell at third, playing about 2 steps on the grass, as Daniel will now check on. Burleson over at first. Comes the first pitch. Perez fakes the bunt, pulls it back in time, and that's a fastball away for ball 1. Here comes a 1-0. Another fastball, this time low for ball 2. Not a big lead by Burleson at first. Daniel checks over, nodding Todd.
And I wouldn't expect Daniel to pick over to first a lot tonight, having a freshman at first base. Now, nothing against Springer. He's a great defensive first baseman. It's just in a big game like this, you won't want to have somebody get sweaty hands, so to say.
2-0 from Daniel. Fastball misses away for ball 3. Comes set again, and here comes the 3-0. That one misses away for ball 4. 2 walks in this inning. We got 2 on with 1 out. Bringing it back to the top of the order here with Case and Blackwood. Bunting over to Tidwell at third base in the first inning, was thrown out for the first out of the game.
And that last AB for Carter, that was one of those that me and Dusty talked about Saturday. There's just some of those ABs where you just cannot find the strike zone to save your life right there. And
comes the first pitch from Daniel. Actually, it's a pickoff. Burleson at second, not in time. Springer playing on the grass at first. First pitch here from Daniel. Blackwood squares a bunt, gets it down. Daniel fields. It's throw to third. That one's in time.
Another good play.
Another good PFP there from Carter Daniel for the second out of the inning. Now brings up Grayson Burleson with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the third inning.
Because, even when Carter's not pitching, he's playing first base where you don't have to be the most, agile guy. He's making some infield plays right here, the last 2 bunts.
Burleson, who had a 2-run homer last night, struck out in his first at bat here in the top of the first. First pitch from Daniel. Breaking ball gets away and gets away from Pope as well. Swung on a miss by Burleson. Everyone will advance 90 feet in the tying run. Now 90 feet away here for Summertown. So runners on second and third here. 2 on, big situation here for Grayson Burleson.
I'd say this is a big AB for both teams. Summertown's got 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 outs. But they, have probably the guy they'd like to have up to bat.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Burleson down 0-2 here in the count.
But the Mustangs, they got Carter on the mound, and that kid's a competitor.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball in the dirt for ball 1. Comes the 1-2. Fastball swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. The Ingles strand 2 in the top of the third. We head to the bottom half of the inning with Loretto leading this one 1-0 here on the X Sports Network.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
And back here at Gary Landfill, we go to the bottom of the third here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. 2-3-4 due up here for the Mustangs. You got Izell, Seymour, and Daniel. Grayson Burleson out for his third inning of work through 2 innings, no hits, a run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, sitting at 45 pitches. Izell, who had a sac bunt in his first at bat, at the bottom of the first inning. Kenning playing 2 steps on the grass over at third. Burleson at first playing even with the bag. First pitch here. That's a fastball, misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, I would assume, Ezell's really fast, but I would not see him dropping a bunt right here with Kenny playing pretty much 10 feet away from him.
Next pitch hit down the left field line. That one's fading foul and goes into the Loretto bullpen for strike 1. Burleson back on the mound. Here comes a 1-1. That one misses in for ball 2. And here comes a 2-1. That's a fastball that misses up for ball 3.
And one of the big reasons that Lane didn't start last season in the lineup, but sort of emerged later towards the district's end of things, was his discipline at the plate. He was the guy that he could see a lot of pitches and it had a pretty good on base percentage.
Fouls the next pitch off here for strike 2. Count goes full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Comes a full count offering from Burleson. Foul down the left field line again, and he'll stay alive. The full count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And the moments like these in rivalry games, that tells you who wants to win these full counts.
Another full count offering from Burleson. Ooh.
Yeah, leadoff batter has reached all 3 innings.
Yeah, leadoff batter, as Will Pettis has mentioned, has reached in all 3 innings here for Loretto. Brings up Clint Seymour here. Seymour struck out swinging his first at bat in the bottom of the first. It's the 4th free pass issued by Burleson in this game.
And those leadoff walks can hurt you because we saw what happened to Loretto both Friday and Saturday. You know, they had a lot of leadoff walks.
First pitch, a fastball swung on a miss for strike 1. Not a big lead by Azell at first. Burleson will check over, not in time. Does have a quick move.
That was a good pickoff right
that's
there.
Lightning fast.
Because, you know, Lane wasn't too far off first, and that was still a close play.
Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses in for ball 1, excuse me. 1-1 count here with 1 on. Bottom of the third, a 1-0 Loretto lead. So he checks on Azell again.
Another close play.
He doesn't have a big lead, but that move is just so fast over there to first.
And you can tell him and his first baseman have good chemistry.
Here comes a 1-1. Hit in the left field. And a nice play out there in left by Weston Pigg. That will be the 2nd out of the inning.
Good way to get your jersey dirty.
He had the range a long way to come and make that play. That would look like it was going to be trouble because it wasn't hit with a lot of velocity. Made a great catch.
Yeah, and really laid out for it.
Brings up the opposing pitcher, and Carter Daniel walked in his first at bat in the bottom of the first. Faced Burleson for the 2nd time. Actually, it was the first out of the inning. My apologies.
I didn't even catch that, so you made it past me.
1 on, 1 out. Next pitch, a pitch out. Zell takes off for second. The throw is
good throw.
In time, and they call him out.
Sat there and picked on him at first. Knew he was stealing. Good pitch out there by Grayson, and an even better throw behind the plate.
Good effort there by Lane to try to avoid it, but the throw beat him by a couple steps, and a good job out there by Bennett to apply the tag for now the 2nd out of the inning.
There you go. You weren't too far off. You were just seeing a little bit in the future.
Here's the 1-0. This one is fouled away for strike 1. The pitch out needs both the catcher and the pitcher on the same page because if he throws out a little too high off to the left or right or low, that's a hard play for the catcher.
Well, and for a successful pitch out to work, you have to have the pitcher throw a good ball to the catcher get a good ball to the shortstop or second baseman, and then have a good tag applied. So there's a lot of moving pieces to that, and the way Summertown executed that was well done, especially with a good runner like Lane.
Next pitch is fouled off. Put the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Burleson working out of the windup. And here comes a 1-2. Fouled away the breaking ball, and Daniel will stay alive in the count. Connor Pope, last night's hero, waiting on deck. And here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. No hits, no runs, no errors. As we head to the top of the 4th here, Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. That's next on the X Sports Network.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Back here at Gary Lamm Fields, we go to the top of the fourth inning. Loretto leading Summertown here 1-0. Heart of the order coming up here for the Eagles. Zach Staggs, Kane Kinning, and Jackson Bennett. 3-4-5 to lead things off here for the Eagles. Carter Daniel here through 3 innings. He's given up no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and sitting right now at 40 pitches. But the last inning is the one they really made him work there. Got 2 on and made him throw 19 before he was able to get a big strikeout there to end the inning.
Yeah, and it was, it wasn't just a strikeout. It was a strikeout of the guy that Summertown wanted up to bat, and another one of those breaks that Summertown couldn't get to land for him, and one that Loretto's lucky they got away with unscathed.
Staggs 0 for 1 with the strikeout that he had in the top of the first inning. Facing Daniel here for the second time. First pitch, swung on and missed, a fastball for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Fastball fouled almost into the Summertown dugout there for strike 2.
Lucky we got them good fences right there to keep those ankles safe. So I can tell you a fastball hitting you a foul ball hitting you in the ankle is definitely not the best feeling in the world.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball in there for strike 3, and that is the first out of the inning. The 5th strikeout of the game here for Daniel. Bring up Kane Kinning, the third baseman. Kinning in his previous bat hit a warning track fly ball to dead center field for the first out, I should say, of the second inning.
And that was a little bit, I don't know if you could say this, but a heat check pitch out there for Carter. I mean, he threw an 0-2 fastball right down the middle.
First pitch, that's a breaking ball, swung on a miss for strike 1. And here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses away for ball 1. And here comes the 1-1. That one is fouled away for strike 2.
And the thing I love tonight is how much more confident Carter looks on the mound. On a Friday early afternoon game, like the one against Webb, AJ. We were here. It was an early afternoon game. It was raining. I don't want to say they didn't want to be out there as he gets the strikeout right there, but it's one of those games that just didn't really have the same feeling that this one does. A Tuesday night game against a rival.
6th strikeout of the game there for Bennett off the for Daniel off the breaking ball. Brings up Jackson Bennett here, the shortstop, 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field in his first at bat in the second inning. First pitch here from Daniel. Fastball in the dirt for ball 1. That was a good pitch there from Daniel because Kinning's the only one that's really kind of squared him up in this game so far. Bennett, here a ground ball to Seymour at short. Throw over to first is in time. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors on the top of the 4th. Loretto leads at 1-0 as we head to the bottom half of the inning. Coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Southern Tennessee Orthopedics welcomes orthopedic surgeon Dr. Paul Thomas. Count on Dr. Paul Thomas, podiatrist Dr. James Barksdale, and nurse practitioner Doug Ead at Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep your life in motion. Injuries and foot pain can rob you of the activities you enjoy most. So our team is here, close to home, to address the pain and to get you moving again. Southern Tennessee Orthopedics, from the routine to the unforeseen, you can count on us. To learn more, visit southerntennesseemedicalgroup.com or to schedule an appointment, call 931-762-4400.
Welcome back here to Gary Lamm Field. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here with Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. You got 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Mustangs. Connor Pope, Finn Duke, and Mason Tidwell. Grayson Burleson here out for his 4th inning of work. Through 3, he's given up no hits or run, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, sitting right now at an even 60 pitches.
And with how many people he's walked tonight, AJ, 60 pitches is not as bad as it could be because he's let the leadoff batter get on base, so far through the first 3 innings, and 2 of them have been walks.
Pope here struck out in his first at bat in the bottom of the 1st inning, facing Burleson here for the 2nd time. First pitch from Grayson. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. That breaking ball misses away, and we got some, for those of you asking how hard the guys are throwing, Grayson has been around 89 and Carter's been around 88, so you're seeing same velocity fastballs from both guys. Here comes a 1-1. That's a fastball perfectly placed on the outside corner at the knees for strike 2.
Yeah, and for Pope being a bigger guy, I'm not taller. It's hard to get to a pitch down there at your knees, especially as fast as that one was.
Here's a 1-2. That's a breaking ball off of Stagg's face for ball 2.
Both of these catchers are really eating it up behind the plate tonight.
Both of them done a great job. Staggs and Pope have really been walls behind the plate there. Comes a 2-2. Fastball misses low, and the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Because you can practice as much as you want, but there's nothing that compares to the game atmosphere and speed.
It's a full count offering. And that one misses low for ball 4, and the leadoff batter has reached base in all innings here for Loretto so far.
And you think with that happening that Loretto will be up a lot more than 1-0, but they just haven't been able to capitalize. And the thing is as Jason Burleson comes down, that may be the day for Grayson, but they haven't been able to capitalize off these leadoff walks.
Jaden Aaron will be the courtesy runner for Pope here as Jason Burleson makes his way to talk here with his son and Grayson. Looks like he's
doesn't look like there's anybody in the bullpen warming up, so I would assume if we're getting a pitching change, it'll be somebody that's already out here.
Like you mentioned, it seems like he's puts himself in these positions but gets himself out of them, everyone except for the bottom of the 1st inning.
And that's the thing you like to see from your pitcher. If he's going to put himself in a bad spot, you'd like to see him get out of it. It looks like Grayson's going to stay out there. He's just getting a pat on the back or some words of encouragement from his dad.
Yeah,
I would guess that.
I don't think I think we're pretty certain that's not words of encouragement. It's a very stern, do this.
Yeah.
But Lou Piniella was known to do that. He wasn't exactly a back patter, as I've read in a couple Cubs books. First pitch from Grayson misses away for ball 1. Finn Duke here at the plate walked in his first at bat, which was a inning leadoff walk in the bottom of the 2nd. Jaden Aaron, the courtesy runner at first. Duke squares around the bunt, pulls back here, the fastball in the inside corner for strike 1.
And that is Jaden Aaron. I'm glad we're getting the names right tonight. We had a little bit of a problem with that Friday. Our rosters have a little bit of numbers than they have on their gold jerseys.
Yeah, we're used to them by now.
Yeah.
Quick throw over by Burleson, not in time. Freshman Mason Tidwell waiting on deck. 1 on, no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Comes a 1-1. Duke gets the bunt down, but foul for strike 2.
That would have been a really good bunt for Finn. Kennig, the third baseman for Summertown, was a couple feet in on the grass again.
And he was trying to go to the first base side where you got Kurt Burleson holding on the runner at first.
Yep. If you got a guy that can push and drag bunt, like Finn, it's a good skill to have, especially in high school.
The 1-2 breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3 and the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Grayson. Now brings up the freshman third baseman, Mason Tidwell. Flew out to right in his first at bat in the bottom of the 2nd inning, facing Burleson here for the 2nd time. Grayson will be working out of the stretch. Assistant coach David Weathers giving out the signs here for Loretto.
The one thing that's impressed me tonight from Grayson is, you could say, what you want about his control issues because he's had a bit of a walk problem, but those two-strike breaking balls have been either, in the strike zone or right outside where the guy has to swing at it. So, hats off to him for that.
He's got fastball action, too. We can tell from here, and then it just dives away at the last second, like that one for strike one.
And that's the type of pitch you have to make a freshman look silly.
I mean, that you can't really – he doesn't change up his release or, some guys when they throw curveballs or breaking balls will slow down a bit. Grayson has the same arm action on every pitch.
And that makes him so much harder to read.
It makes guys like me swing and miss as much as I did in my day. Quick throw over, and that one gets away from Burleson. Aaron now taking off for second. He's going to make the turn. He's going to try to go three. Kurt Burleson, a gun, and he is out by a mile. What a throw from Kurt Burleson, showing off the arm, and that is the second out of the inning. And David Weathers giving Mason a earful on that one.
And that's where you can tell you have a freshman on the base pass. He gets a late jump in, and like we talked about, Loretto has a big foul area over here, behind first base. It gets away, and he had the opportunity to go to third. And I think if he got the jump that he wanted, it would have been a little bit closer than that was, but just a little bit of a base running error right there for the Mustangs.
Here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses away for ball one. So it's one of those rare occurrences where an error turns into an advantage for you in that situation. Comes a 1-1. And that one misses away for ball two.
One thing you notice, AJ, tonight, it's Loretto Summertown, and we have a full ballpark here tonight.
Good atmosphere as well. It always is when they play, no matter what the sport. Next pitch, that misses for ball three.
And with the recent success that, Summertown and Loretto's volleyball and girls basketball, they faced in the state championship in the same year, my senior year. So that just, sports in this county has always been a top-tier thing.
Next pitch, that one's in the dirt for ball four, and Tidwell works a two-out walk. 6 free pass issued by Burleson in this one. Brings up the left fielder, Jackson Tragula, who popped up over to Kinnick over at third base in his first at bat in the bottom of the second. So his second time here against Burleson.
He made the basic catch last night.
Yeah, and he made that great catch and left there. With the bases loaded, nobody outs. And if that one gets down, I mean, who knows if Pope's home run that might have tied the game or it might have been a run short. Who knows? First pitch misses for ball one.
Props to Tidwell, drawing that walk, after that first breaking pitch made him look silly right there. He calms down and draws a walk.
Here's a 1-0. It's a fastball misses in for ball two.
And if I'm the Mustangs batters, I'm not sure if you have much of a reason if you're Loretto to really take the bat off your shoulder,
We got an arm warming up here in the Summertown bullpen as Burleson comes set. Next pitch, that one misses away for ball three.
But Grayson hasn't given the Mustangs batters much of a reason to get the bat off their shoulder and really attack them that way.
Keegan McCaffrey warming up as Burleson a quick throw over to first, not in time. Comes a 3-0. Fastball misses in for ball four. Seventh walk issued here. Now brings up the 9-hole hitter and Carter Robertson.
Now batting the second baseman, number 8.
So Robertson, his first at bat, walked in the bottom of the second. Actually, we're going to have looks like we can get a pitch hitter coming in the game, and that will be Miles Moore. Moore, one of the many left-handers in this Mustang lineup.
I would assume what the Mustangs are going to do here is move Finn Duke from that DH spot to second base or wherever Carter Robertson is playing, and then have Moore take over at that DH spot. Because Miles is not an infielder.
Right.
He'll probably be okay with me saying that.
I think he knows.
But a big RBI chance that you got a runner in scoring position for the first time in a while for the Mustangs.
2 on, 2 out here. Bottom of the fourth here. Miles Moore into the game.
It was a smart move by the Mustangs coaching staff to get a lefty to face this right-handed pitcher.
First pitch from Burleson misses high for ball one. He has kind of struggled against the lefties here tonight. Yeah, no one's really squared him up all night long. The 1-0. Next pitch, that's a fastball on the outside corner at the knees for strike one.
I don't think Loretto has a hit yet, AJ.
Neither does Summertown. We've already seen in college and the minors some crazy games and finishes off no hitters.
Well, last night with Spencer Strider for the Braves, it took a no hitter to the 8th.
Next pitch misses way in for ball two.
Yeah, I believe he took a perfect game into the 7th.
Well, we saw the Trash Pandas lose the first end of a doubleheader 7-5 where they threw a no-hitter and lost.
And all 7 of those runs were scored in one inning. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Next pitch is in the dirt here for ball three.
But I read something. Since the last perfect game in Major League Baseball, there have been 65, I believe, perfect games taken into the 6th inning or later, and we still haven't had a perfect game.
And just like Saturday for the Cubs when Jan Gomes decided to tackle Drew Smiley.
Yeah.
It's a 3-1. That one misses in for ball four, and the bases are now loaded.
All 3 of them are walks, too. And that's going to be Grayson's night.
Jason Burleson now making his way out. And he looks over at McCaffrey. See what the move is. McCaffrey is coming out of the bullpen. And that will be the night here for Grayson Burleson. So while the pitch and change happens, we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network.
It's time for some straight talk about zero-turn mowers. Husqvarna's zero-turn performance mowers with rugged commercial drive give you high performance and a comfortable ride. Heavy-duty frame and chassis and commercial hydraulics take no punishment. With warranties now up to 5 years and low financing options, there's no competition. For a straight-up deal on the best in professional zero-turn mowers, go straight to your Husqvarna dealer.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
And the new pitcher into the game here for for Summertown will be Keegan McCafferty. Now face off here with Caden Porter, the top of the order here with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
And this could be a little bit of a redemption here for Caden Porter. You know, he had that AB against Lawrence County with the bases loaded and came away empty-handed. Let's see if he can, get the first hit of the game for either team. Surprisingly, we've played almost 4 full innings of baseball and no hits.
First pitch from McCaffrey, a breaking ball, misses away for ball 1. Grayson Burleson goes to short. And I believe Jackson Bennett went to center or right there, Will?
Right.
He went in the right field.
And then Perez came out.
Next pitch from McCaffrey. That's a fastball in there for strike 1.
And the Mustangs are going to have to adjust a little bit of velocity change. Nothing against McCaffrey, but he's not out there throwing 90.
1-1. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Two ones to count here to the top of the order for Loretto. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Comes a 2-1. Breaking ball hit high and deep in the air to left field, but that one is off the building, but foul for strike 2.
Definitely had home run distance, but just yanked that one about 20, 25 feet foul.
Yeah, everyone certainly held their breath on that one.
I can tell you I was for sure up here. I couldn't really see the ball and then stuck my head out the window, and it was over there close to behind the Mustangs bullpen.
2-2 here to Porter. That one's in the dirt for ball 3. Infield now going to play back. Outfield kind of shaded more towards left a little bit, especially at center. Here with Blackwood.
And Caden is definitely a more tendency to pull.
Here's a 3-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. McCaffrey gets out of the jam here. No damage done as the Mustangs strand 3 in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th here. Loretto leading this one 1-0 here on the X Sports Network.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
Have an H&R Block Tax Pro do your taxes online, and tax season feels just as good as all those other seasons, like wedding season.
I W-2 you.
Taxes. File from anywhere with the expertise of an H&R Block Tax Pro.
Back here at Gary Land Field, we go to the top of the 5th inning, a 1-0 Loretto lead. 6, 7, 8 here, due up for Summertown. Be Pig, Luffman, and Kurt Burleson. Carter Daniel out here for his 5th inning of work through 4 no hits, no runs. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, sitting right now 49 pitches. Pig, who struck out in his previous at-bat in the top of the 2nd inning. Keegan McCaffrey, who just got out of a bases-loaded jam here, came in for Grayson Burleson and threw a beauty of a curveball that Caden Porter swung and missed on.
He's trying to call time, just couldn't get it off, and it's a breaking pitch like that, it really buckled him up.
First pitch here from Daniel, and that's a foul bunt attempt there from Pig for strike 1, and the umpire does not have to issue you a timeout.
He never has to. It's just, and that's, strictly, based on the umpire's opinion.
Here's the 0-1. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike 2.
And Carter, we're in the 5th inning here. That was pitch 51, I believe. Still running a fastball in on him, and Summertown still late on it.
Here comes the 0-2. This one is fouled back. This Pig stays alive, keeping the count at 0-2.
And that's the thing. Carter's velocity hasn't dropped off to a point yet where he has to start using a bunch of breaking pitches, so he can still work that fastball in on these guys, even though it's the 2nd time he's seen them.
Comes the 0-2. That one misses away for ball 1. And a beautiful night here at Gary Land Field. Nice crowd on hand. Not much wind, actually no wind at all. It's just a little bit chilly. It's the 0-2. On the outside corner for strike 3 in the first out of the inning. His 7th strikeout of the game will bring up the second baseman, Matthew Luffman, who walked in his first at bat in the top of the 3rd inning. Facing Daniel here for the 2nd time. He's one of 2 walks issued by Daniel in this game. Comes the first pitch from Carter. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, like you were saying, AJ, it's a little bit of a chilly night. It's the last week of April, and we see a bunch of hoodies and covers out in the crowd.
Comes the 0-1. This one is fouled back for strike 2. Certainly has that Midwest, early major league season feel to it.
I would say usually about this point, in the season, you start getting those 80-degree games at night, and you're just sitting out here sweating.
I don't miss those.
No.
Not playing so much. I actually enjoyed these type of games the most.
Yeah, playing for sure.
The 0-2. That fastball misses for ball 1. Don't know if Pope catches that, if that might end up being strike three.
I noticed that was a little close, but it was definitely that outer third he's been working.
Next pitch, foul back here. Good battle here between Luffman and Daniel. Comes a 1-2. And that is a off-speed pitch, looked more like a changeup there for ball 2.
Yeah, a little up.
Comes a 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3 in the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the inning and his 8th of the game. Brings up Kurt Burleson, the first baseman. Heading to a fielder's choice here. He actually attempted a bunt, and that was leadoff runner was Luffman. That was thrown out at second base.
If you notice, AJ, that was the same pitch he just struck out the previous batter with, too. So 2 strikeouts on the same pitch.
Facing Daniel for the second time, the first pitch. This one's hit up the middle off of the shins of Daniel. Collects the ball, throws over to first. That is in time for the first out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. So we head to the bottom of the 5th here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0 here on the X Sports Network. Back here at Gary Lamb Field, we go to the bottom of the 5th here with Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. Keegan McCaffrey back out here for his first official inning, who got out of a bases-loaded jam with a strikeout in the bottom of the 4th. He'll face the heart of the Mustang order with Azell, Seymour, and Daniel. 2, 3, 4 due up next. So Lane Azell will lead things off. The left-handed hitting right fielder, no official at bat with the sacrifice bunt and a walk in the 3rd inning. Keegan McCaffrey, certainly a change of pace, as you mentioned earlier, Michael. We go from both guys hitting high 80s, low 90s to, well, not that.
Not that, yeah.
I don't know how hard he's throwing, but.
And I would say this is probably the Mustangs' best chance to finally get a hit on the board. You know, it's crazy that we've played 4.5 innings here, and we don't have a hit yet either side.
Jason Burleson certainly praised Keegan last week on Exports Live, saying he has a rubber arm and you can get a lot of innings out of him. First pitch misses away for ball 1.
And he had a little bit of a stone-cold, killer mentality. He comes out there with bases loaded with, the leadoff batter and one of your best hitters in the district, and, strike out on a breaking pitch.
Next pitch, fastball misses in for ball 2.
We've noticed, it was a full count, too. We've noticed Grayson do that, too.
Comes a 2-0. That's a fastball in there for strike 1. Comes a 2-1. Fastball in there for strike 2.
He's giving him that low half, and then the Mustang faithful not happy about it.
I was getting ready to say that. That visually didn't look good. Here's a 2-2. Fastball in the dirt for ball 3, but sometimes it doesn't look great when the catcher sets up on the outside part of the plate, has to reach over for that.
And the thing with a low pitch, it may not look as low as because we're elevated here in the booth.
3-2. This one's hit high in the air.
That's gonna be that's out of play.
And a unsuspecting young Summertown fan almost walked right into that one, but Zell will stay alive here with the 3-2 count.
Hey, baseball's one of those sports you got to keep your eye open. You're pretty much you're there, and that ball can come at you in a hurry.
Last night in Marshall County, I almost had to protect my gear on a pop fly, right? But they actually ended up staying in play, and a good catch by Cutler Cope. Comes a full count from McCafferty. That's lined in the left field, a base hit.
And we have a hit now, AJ.
from both sides here. It's a first hit from both. A leadoff runner again here.
So all 5 leadoff batters have reached for the Mustangs. So
brings up Seymour's 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging in the first, and a nice play out and left by Weston Pig for the out in the third.
Yeah, showed some athleticism. Your left fielder going out there and laying out for a catch that I believe it may have been in foul territory, but it was a close enough play that you needed to make it.
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground on that as well. Cafferty will check on Azell over at first. Lane does have a stolen base so far in this game.
He's been thrown out, too, on a pitch out.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
Yep.
I was thinking of Miles.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that. Miles has 2 stolen bases.
First pitch there from McCafferty is in there for strike 1. You know, left-handed guys with long hair. Can't say they all look alike, but.
And the long hair is a new thing for Lane this year.
Big lead at first. McCafferty checks on him again, not in time.
I'll tell you what, this Mustangs lineup has definitely gone through the shift of hair. You know, Miles went short for a while. Quint had a mullet last year. Lane had short hair last year.
Yeah, Kenning playing on the grass at third. The 0-1.
Oh, yeah, I would say Coach Curtis got some hair, too. I mean, baseball is one of those sports where, you know, even though you're wearing a hat 90% of the time, the hair matters. You know, most guys like to have that little flow come out of the back of their cap.
Breaking ball from McCafferty misses in for ball 1. Now Zach Staggs will go out and have a conversation here with McCafferty. Summertown's hoping that he can get a lot of good, decent innings out of him here. I know they were expecting Grayson to go farther than what he did, but they say McCafferty's got a rubber arm and he can eat up a lot of pitches in a lot of innings.
And you know, the thing for the Mustangs last night, they used, you know, someone that's been a starting pitcher for them, Mason Tidwell. They used him in long relief last night.
Decent lead by Zell over at first. McCafferty checks over again, not in time. McCafferty comes set, and here comes a 1-1. Azell takes off. This one's hit high in the air to right field. Bennett coming in, and he will make the catch. Azell will head back to first, and we've got one gone here. Bottom of the 5th inning brings up Carter Daniel, the opposing pitcher.
That may have been the hardest hit ball the Mustangs have all night.
He hit that one as high as you can hit that one. And
yeah. And when you get that night air, it's a little thicker, and that ball just died. If you're going to hit a home run in the night here, especially on a cool night, you're going to have to really get a hold of it.
Final score from over at Tom Cruise Field. Lawrence County's baseball squad fell 2-1 to Marshall County tonight. So back-to-back heartbreaking losses for the Wildcats in district play.
And those 2-1 losses, they hurt a lot more than those 5-0, 6-0 losses, because you're right there, and it just gets away from you.
First pitch, a breaking ball swung on a miss from Daniel.
AJ, we've seen a lot of velocity tonight, but that's the best breaking pitch we've seen all night by far.
That thing.
And it had some bend.
It's almost like someone shot it from one top of the light towers out here.
So that was one of them 12-6, started the top half of the zone and dropped in the dirt.
The 0-1, another one. That one misses high for ball 1.
I think Carter was waiting on that one.
Corner infield playing in, middle infield at double play depth. Comes a 1-1. This one's lined in the right field. That's a base hit. Azell will stay at second base. And we got 2 on and 1 out here for Connor Pope, the catcher.
Yeah, Ezell's a good runner, but that was a good call by Coach Weathers. You know, you got 1 out. You're actually getting some hits together now. You don't want to test something that, you know, another base running error.
Pope is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging in the first and a walk in the fourth. Good opportunity here for Pope.
I would say this is about the same situation last night.
They have a
pinch runner, I believe, for Carter. No, they're not going to let him.
No.
It was Grant Fisher coming out to run, but I guess they're going to let Carter run. I'm not sure what the situation is here.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the courtesy runner rules work because I think Miles Moore was his courtesy runner in the first inning.
I'm not yeah, I believe you're right.
I don't think you're allowed to switch your courtesy runners once you assign one guy there.
Yeah, I believe you're right, actually. And now that Miles Moore's in the lineup, Carter's going to have to run for himself. He's a good athlete, though. It's just you don't want your pitcher to get out there and get hurt.
Decent lead at both first and second here for Zell and Daniel. First pitch from Pope. Breaking ball that's in there for strike one.
Man, you don't see guys drop breaking balls in like that for strikes, but McCafferty's doing a good job with that right now.
Here comes the 0-1. Another breaking ball swung on a miss for strike two.
And see, that was the same pitch, except that one was about a foot lower. Had to swing at it. It looked like it was right down the middle and just dropped, and that one pretty much almost bounced off home plate.
0-2 to the 5-hole hitter for the Mustangs. Next pitch from McCafferty. That's a fastball.
Wow.
Set and miss for ball one.
That's one of those where me and you just look. Yeah, I guess that one was a little outside.
Maybe a bit high.
Yeah.
It
was a ball.
We don't have the best view from here, but it looked pretty good. McCafferty now fakes the throw to second. Keeping Zell honest over there at second.
As you can see on that replay, I mean, that belt high fastball, that's one of those that's a 50-50 call. But
the 1-2 from McCafferty. Fastball misses away, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I would expect a make-up call soon.
And here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike three. Zell's going to take off for third. The throw will not be in time. Daniel heads to second. This is second out of the inning. Both runners will advance in the scoring position with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Are they going to say it was a drop third strike or not? Because I believe
well, since
it was a drop third strike, so there's a runner on first.
Yeah. Now we do have the courtesy runner. I think what might be that he didn't get it in time.
That may have been it.
I'm not too familiar with the courtesy runner rules. I thought you could throw anybody into that spot. Yeah, 2 outs.
Yeah, there's 2 outs. Yeah, I thought we had a drop third strike, but Pope came back to the dugout.
Well, the original base was covered, so that's why he can't advance. First pitch here from McCafferty. That's a fastball that misses high to Finn Duke for ball one. Duke, who's 0 for 1 with a walk in the second, a strikeout swinging in the fourth.
It's first time second time the Mustangs had 2 runners in scoring position, both times with 2 outs.
Next pitch just misses away for ball 2.
McCafferty's having a hard time finding that strike zone. I mean, they're right there. It's just when you put them right on the line, that's up to the umpire. And not his biggest fan right now, I guess.
Here's a 2-0. It's a fastball. It's in there for strike 1.
That looked like it ended up the same location though as the breaking ball.
McCafferty was having, I don't know if he was talking with his catcher there or talking with the umpire about where that previous pitch was. So 2-1, breaking ball, line down the left field line.
That's going to be.
But foul.
That was going to be our first exciting play of the night.
Just a little bit ahead on that one. So Deuce is on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for the Mustangs with 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
A bunch of 2s. We got 2 hits this inning, 2 guys in scoring position.
And the 2-2. That's a fastball, misses high for ball 3.
I wouldn't have expected McCafferty to throw a right down the middle strike pitch right there as Finn just got on that last one.
McCafferty comes set quickly and the full count. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. The Mustangs strand 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Go to the top half of the 6th here. Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. That's next on the Exports Network.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
And back here, Gary Landfield. We go to the top of the 6th here. A pitcher's duel as Loretto leads Summertown 1-2 nothing. 9-1-2 due up here for the Eagles. Keegan McCafferty, after getting out of back-to-back jams in the 4th and 5th inning, is now up here to lead things off for the Eagles, up for his first at bat. Carter Daniel now moving into his 6th inning of work through 5. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, sitting at 8 strikeouts right now in 61 pitches. So Michael has been very efficient here through his first 5 innings.
Oh, yeah, we got the camera out there at center field. But, yeah, Carter Daniel, the one word to describe his performance tonight, efficient. Low pitch count, a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks, and no hits so far. Knock on some wood for him.
Comes the first pitch from Daniel. McCafferty showing bunt, pulls back, and swings and misses for strike 1.
6th inning for Carter. How many pitches we up?
62 now.
So that was pitch 62, and he's still working that fastball.
In the 0-1. Oh.
I'm about saying, talking to Coach Daniel, that's what we're going to call a George Bush bailout pitch.
Comes the 1. Swung and missed for strike 2.
You got to take what the fans give you right there.
Well, at least he's being consistent with both sides. Next pitch. And that's a fastball that missed high and away for ball 2.
It's bad when both fan bases are moaning and groaning about the.
Both fan bases had some gripes here. Here's a 2-2. That's
that was a ball.
Yeah, fastball misses high for ball 3. Daniel going to work quickly. Here comes a full count offering. Hit high in the air to right field. Izell, a camp underneath it, makes the catch here for the first out of the inning. 1 gone on the top of the 6th now. We'll bring up to the top of the order in Kason Blackwood, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs in the 1st and 3rd inning. Actually, both of them were bunts.
Yep. I'm going to say this is one that I don't have to look at your score sheet to tell who's doing what. It's a bunch of offers for both teams.
First pitch here from Daniel. That's a fastball, misses high for ball 1. Comes the 1-0. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 1-1 here at the top of the order. Daniel ready to go on the mound. And goes to work. Here's a 1-1. Foul back here for strike 2.
And I guess the one compliment you could give the umpires tonight is they're gonna make the pitcher earn that strike 3.
This one is sent past Tidwell. Seymour going to struggle with that one, and Blackwood's going to reach base.
Yeah, that would have been a really tough play either way, and I don't think he would have gotten the throw there. But
so I'm going to give that a hit.
We can give him a hit.
That was a slow roller.
I think they have it ruled in the air, but
you can see both ways.
Yeah.
It's a slow roller, and
he played it cleanly.
Yeah.
So
I think it may have just been because Seymour had a little bit of a messy transfer.
Grayson Burleson now due up, who's 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of strikeouts in the 1st and 3rd. Blackwood on first here. Decent lead.
Got an arm warming up in the Mustang bullpen. It looks like Lucas Laxon.
First pitch misses in for ball 1. That does look like Laxon over there in the bullpen.
So he likes to work similar to Carter, a bunch of fastballs, but as we saw Saturday, has a good breaking pitch.
Daniel throws over. Blackwood actually took a step towards second to get back in time.
So it looked like he started his secondary and then.
Daniel comes set. Here comes a 1-0. Swung on and miss here for strike 1. Grayson took a healthy cut. He was trying to hit that one into the cornfield.
Let's say he was trying to give Summertown the lead with that swing right there.
Big lead from Blackwood, gets back in time off the pickoff attempt. Comes a 1-1. Blackwood takes off. The pitch out. Pope's throw to second is not in time as Blackwood gets in with the stolen base. That was actually a pretty good throw there by Connor Pope, but Blackwood just got a really good jump out of it.
And I believe, Seymour was trying to say that he overslid the bag, but it looked like a clean slide in a second.
The two umpires set up. That's going to be really hard to get that call. 2-1 here to Burleson. With Zach Staggs, the catcher, waiting on deck.
Second time tonight Summertown's had a runner in scoring position.
2-1. Swung on a miss here for strike two. Burleson here going to reset himself. Daniel ready to go on the rubber.
Say Carter likes to work fast, so a pitcher calling a timeout really slows his pace down.
Comes a 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner for strike three.
Big pitch right there.
Second out of the inning, ninth strikeout of the game for Carter Daniel. Now brings up the catcher and Zach Staggs.
And the fact that 3 of those strikeouts are Grayson Burleson is a big, it kind of tells you the tale of the game right there.
And he just painted the outside corner perfectly. He's actually lived on that outside corner a lot here tonight.
2 strikeouts with that exact spot in the last inning.
Now pick off attempt here on Blackwood, not in time. And Tidwell playing in over at third. Actually kind of got Zach shaded towards right field here a little bit. First pitch, that one misses high for ball one.
I was about to say, it looks like we're, assuming, and that could be, created in Carter's fastball, is that most of these Summertown hitters are going to be late. Because most times with a right-handed hitter, you want to shade your defense to the left.
The 1-0. That one misses high for ball two. As you got Tragula in left, he's almost playing underneath the scoreboard there in left center.
And then Caden Porter's, about 10, 15 feet to the right of the 363.
Comes a 2-0. That misses high for ball three. And obviously both sides here do a lot of scouting, which is why they...
That's what makes this such an intriguing matchup, is both teams are going to have a lengthy scouting report of each other.
3-0 here to Staggs, a 3-0 hitter with Kane Kinning waiting on deck, who's at the best contact of the night as Blackwood takes off. And that's going to miss for ball four, and Blackwood's going to end up at third base with a stolen base. So runners on the corners here with 2 outs.
And that was a smart move by Pope right there to not make that throw, because if you remember last night, there was a throw that he made that ended up in left field and scored 2 runners for Summertown.
It's going to bring up actually a meeting here from assistant coach, former big leaguer and David Weathers, to go out and talk with Carter Daniel.
How many pitches we got, AJ?
So Daniel right now is sitting at 80.
I think that may have been his number tonight.
He's thrown 19 in this inning, tied for the most he's thrown since the third.
I was about to say, you'd think with a no-hitter they maybe let him finish the inning, but when you get this close to district tournament play, that's when you start working working around numbers and stuff like that. And he may not be done, but we do have Laxon warming up in the Mustang bullpen, but it looks like he's still throwing, so.
Yeah, he's still warming up down there.
So, I was about to say, that looks like some words of encouragement from Coach Weathers right there. Get this last guy out, stop playing around with their pitch count right there. That 4-pitch walk definitely wasn't the best.
Getting 0 for 2 in the game, hit a fly ball into the warning track in center in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. He's had the best contact against Carter in this game. I mean, that ball to kind of more towards the left center, but it was hit really, really well. Any other part of the field, that might be gone.
I'd say broad daylight, 80-degree weather, that's gone. But cooler day, that ball likes to die.
First pitch, swung on a miss for strike one, a fastball. Not going to hold Blackwood over at third. Comes the 0-1. That misses away, and now we're going to get a...
Uh-oh.
And now everyone goes back. Next pitch was called strike two. And it looks like we might have a miscommunication out there. I think Staggs was supposed to head towards second.
I was about to say, I think they were going to try that little double steal, see if they could fool the Mustangs defense, but heads-up play by Pope.
It's one of the good things I was good at in high school when it comes to base running. I was slow, but I can get a lot of people's attention doing that.
I love the little double steal.
And that time he will take off. That Next pitch misses high for ball 1, so now we got a pair of runners in scoring position.
And even if Pope throws, I think he's safe, and then who knows what the runner at third does. He could come home and score, tie this game up. And top 6, I mean, you got, Summertown, if they don't score, they got 4 outs left.
1-2, and that one is fouled away. Here as Kenning stays alive. So go ahead run at second base, tying run at third here for Summertown.
And this is one of those ABs for a pitcher and a hitter. This is where you earn your stripes right here. Rivalry game, 1-run game, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Let's see who wants it more out here, AJ.
Here comes a 1-2. Fouled into the Summertown dugout, literally that time, as Kenning stays alive in the count again.
Got some happy feet over there jumping to get over that one.
As we call them back in the day, ugly finders. But those are more the screaming.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, those are the shoulder level ones.
Comes a 1-2. That's a fastball, misses high, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, if it goes into the Loretto dugout, it's always going to find Nick Moore. So.
Oh, yeah. He's the ball magnet over there. Every team has one. Usually it's a player, not a coach, but.
2-2 here to Kenning. Cleanup hitter for the Eagles. And the next pitch. Breaking ball misses high for ball 3. 7th pitch of the at-bat here. Kenning, after going down 0-2, has now worked the count full.
Looks like we got Bennett on deck for Summertown.
Daniel comes set. And the full count offering. That one misses high and in for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. So Kenning, who went down 0-2, worked the walk, the 8-pitch walk in that situation. It's just the 4th walk issued by Daniel in the game.
Second this inning. Actually, maybe the 3rd. Second
this inning. Now Jackson Bennett up at the plate. First pitch. Hit in the air to right. Hazel camps underneath it. Makes the catch, and that will end the inning. Summertown strands the bases loaded in the top of the 6th inning. When ahead to the bottom half of the inning. Loretto leading this one 1-0 on the X Sports Network.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff, over 25, that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
And back here at Gary Land Field, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here with Loretto leading Summertown 1-0. Due up here for the Mustangs will be 7'9" Tidwell, Tragula, and Carter Robinson here. Get things going for the Mustangs. So Keegan McCafferty on for his 2nd inning of work through an inning of the 3rd. Has given up a pair of hits, no runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and sitting right now at 30 pitches. So Mason Tidwell due up 0-for-1 with a fly out to right in the 2nd and a walk in the 4th.
Seems like most of this Mustangs lineup has been walked.
All but 2. First pitch here to Tidwell, swung on a miss for strike 1. The only ones that haven't walked have been Seymour and Porter.
And those are the guys that like to swing.
Comes the 0-1. And that pitch misses low and in for ball 1.
But I'd definitely say McCafferty has worked that strike zone a little better than Burleson did. But Burleson with that velocity, I mean, you don't even have to work the strike zone. If you have the intimidation factor on some of these guys, you can win just based off that.
And that's a breaking ball swung on a miss for strike 2.
Another one of those beautiful curveballs.
We were told by Timmy Kenning in between breaks as fastball's about 73, 74, and that breaking ball is anywhere from 55 to 50.
Yeah, I mean, it's a true eephus pitch.
1-2. That one misses in the dirt for ball 2.
And the thing with those is, those can drop so much you don't know where it's going to go.
We've seen the Mustang hitters really ahead of that literally every time. Except for Carter Daniel fouled one off really well. Next pitch, that one misses away, and the count goes full with 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the full count offering.
He will.
And that one misses away for ball 4, and the leadoff hitters reach base in every inning for Loretto in this game.
I don't think I've ever, and I'm pretty sure all 5 of them are walks, and one of them was an error. One hit.
Yep, one hit. Yep. Yeah, that's right. We had the single and error and
4 walks. I have never seen something like that.
Jackson Tragula here to bat next, who's 0 for 1 with a pop up to third in the second and a walk in the fourth.
Because I was talking to Carter before the game, and I told him, and because he struggled with that Friday against Webb, I said, do not walk the leadoff batter tonight. So that puts you on a bad spot. And if he only did it once.
Straggle up here for the 3rd time in the game, and the first time facing off with McCafferty. Tidwell on first, not a big lead. McCafferty, that was a ball. Yeah, that was a ball.
Jumped a little bit.
And he knows it.
And the thing is, I wouldn't expect Tidwell to run on you. Nothing against him athletic-wise. He's, you're not going to run many freshmen. Too many base running mistakes, and this Mustangs team is, definitely not a stranger to that.
Summertown going to try to play for a bunt as Tragula squares away, but gets the bat back in time here for ball 1.
Seemed like some fans weren't too happy with that one, but you could tell from up here that one ran in on them a little bit. It looks like both corners are in.
So 1-0. Tragula does get the bunt down. Burleson fields it, throws over to first in time. Tidwell advanced to third. Second run of the game, now 90 feet away off the sack bunt.
I think that one may have been about to roll foul.
Yeah, it was very close.
So now you got the another run for the Mustangs, 90 feet away with only 1 out, and you got 9-1.
Carter Robertson up here. Really his first official at bat is he walked in his only previous at bat. He was pitch hit here for by Miles Moore earlier in the game. Infield playing in here for Summertown. First pitch is a pitch out. Staggs throws back over quickly. The third not in time for ball 1.
And you remember Saturday, Summertown or Lawrence County had picked off a Mustang runner on third to end an inning. So you don't want to have a base running mishap with that.
Yeah, Kenning playing really in over there at third.
The whole infield's touching the grass.
First pitch is a breaking ball in there for strike 1.
And you do that when you do not want a run to score. And this is a game where you can't let another run get across because you don't know if you're going to have much of an opportunity to score 2, much less 1.
Outfield other than left is playing pretty normal here for Summertown. The 1-1. Another.
Nobody's covering
and
third.
That one's going to go over his head. A throw home here from the left fielder, and Pig not in time. Tidwell scores, and Loretto now leads this one 2-0.
And that's a mishap, AJ. You can't have happen. Nobody was covering third. Tidwell slipped a little bit, and Grayson tried to get back and cover, and the throw just missed him. And good heads-up play.
Third error of the game here for Summertown. It's now a 2-0 Loretto lead.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Eagles there.
2-1. This one is sent in the right field, a base hit. Third hit of the game here for Loretto. Now brings up the top of the order, and Caden Porter facing off here with McCafferty for the second time. Porter, who's 0 for 3, reached via an error in the first, scored a run, and then struck out in the second and fourth. McCafferty got him with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. It's the first batter he faced when he came into the game. First pitch. Hit off of the handle.
That's going to be a close. Second baseman will get there.
And that one's dropped.
And that's going to be an out.
Throw over to second. And that one almost got away, but a good play there. That's for the second out of the inning. Matthew Luffman stayed with that one and got the second out. So 2 away with the runner on first.
You feel for Robertson there. There wasn't much of a play he could have had right there. You kind of want to stay close to just so you don't get doubled up, but.
Brings up Laney Zoes 1 for 1. For his fourth at bat. Does have a sack bunt in the first and a walk in the third. First pitch from McCafferty. Slow roller back to McCafferty. Stays with it, throws over to first in time, and that will end the inning. Loretto gets some insurance in the bottom of the 6th. They lead this one 2-0. So we head to the top of the 7th. Final chance here for Summertown coming up next on the X Sports Network.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Story & Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story & Lee.
And back here at Gary Lamm Field as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Final chance here for Summertown as they trail Loretto 2-0. Due up here, 6, 7, 8 for the Eagles. Weston Pig to lead things off, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in the 2nd and 5th. Carter Daniel back out to close this one out. Through 6 innings, giving up a hit, a run, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, and sitting at 89 pitches.
Now that hit's going to be debatable. We're going to score it a hit in our playbook right there, but the scoreboard here at Loretto, that's an error.
First pitch swung on a miss for strike 1.
I think the home crowd could give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I'm thinking more back on it. We probably could have given Caden Porter a hit when he led off the bottom of the 1st. So
I would say it was a similar circumstance.
And Pig bunts right into the hands of a charging Mason Tidwell for the first out in the inning.
Look at a heads-up play by a freshman. Your bunt popped up at you, and you charge in to make the play.
Brings up Matthew Luffman, who's 0 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd and a strikeout in the 5th. As Bradley Wiesner is actually coming in, will be the pitch hitter here for Summertown. Come in for Luffman. First pitch here from Daniel. That's a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, here at the end of the game, you don't want to throw a bunch of unnecessary pitches. So Carter's going to work with what he knows he can get strikes with, and that low away fastball has been his bread and butter tonight.
Next pitch swung on a miss for strike 2.
Low and away fastball.
He's ready to work quickly. And here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And Pope's throw over to first is in time here for the 2nd out of the inning. 10th strikeout of the game for Daniel. Now brings up the final chance here for Summertown with Kurt Burleson. Burleson 0 for 2, who bunted into a fielder's choice in the 3rd and then tapped one back to the pitcher in the 5th.
It was one of the very few breaking pitches we've seen from Carter now. He's been working that fastball so well, he hasn't had to throw a bunch of those.
This one's hit high in the air. Springer at first going to camp underneath and makes the catch, and that one will end the game. Carter Daniel goes the distance here went 7 innings, giving up a hit, no runs, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts, and ended at 95 pitches after throwing just 6 there in the top of the 7th inning. Loretto's going to improve to 17-7 overall, 8-0 within the district. Summertown drops to 12-13 overall, 3-5 within the district. Michael, your final thoughts here on tonight's game?
Just wow from Carter Daniel. He had a rough start against Webb last Friday in the rain and comes out against a district rival, in-county rival, and goes 7 innings, 10 strikeouts. Debatable on the hit or not, and just does a all-around good job. Kept the pitch count somewhat low most of the night, and just props to the Mustangs defense behind them as well. They helped.
So next game for Loretto will be Thursday as they host Hardin County, weather permitting. We are expecting some bad weather in the area starting tomorrow, and then they'll have Lawrence County here on Friday night. Will, what's Summertown's next game?
Summertown's tomorrow against
Lawrence County.
That's right, duh. I've got that game. Yeah, I am mentally on top of it here tonight. So the next game for Summertown will be against Lawrence County. I will have the broadcast of that game 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. So for Michael Marks, for producer extraordinaire Will Pettis, I'm AJ Good here on the X Sports Network. Have a great evening.
Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs.